take a quick second, click that link that's pinned at the top of the comment section, and subscribe to our podcast show. Most of our shows daily will be on our podcast show, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our episodes. Thanks. All right, you guys. So, Ticket TV Network, you guys already know what's up. We live. I had to pull up on y'all real quick over here on my other channel. If y'all not subscribed to this channel, make sure y'all do so. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel, man. A lot of y'all not subscribed to this channel, so everybody's gonna tap in. But I want to talk about the situation with Diddy and Suge Knight. Now, I don't know if you guys know about what happened, but Diddy and Suge Knight basically, man, bro, Suge feel away. And he did another interview today with, as you guys see Suge Knight right there. He did another interview today, but this time he did one with TMZ. And in that interview with TMZ, Suge Knight basically was responding and reacting to the testimony of Capricorn Clarke. Now, Capricorn Clarke went to court today and set the roof on fire. She went to court today and set the roof on fire. And so, you know, everybody's talking about her testimony. It's hard for the people who were trying to deny Rico to keep up with that lame story now that she has, came out with her story. And, I even saw 50 at the game tonight. 50 was at the Indiana Pacers game. He was in Indiana at the Indiana Pacers game with a free Diddy t-shirt on, trolling Diddy. I mean, and his name came up today. 50's name came up. Basically Diddy apparently allegedly had a gun and had beef with 50. 50 went and talked about it on his social media. You understand what I'm saying? He went and talked about it on his social media. And so, just poking, a few things at Diddy. But 50 and Suge Knight have been the most responsive out of any of the celebrities. Now, Suge Knight, again, he already had went off on Diddy because it was a situation with him and Diddy. And as we heard earlier in the trial, it was about that alleged situation where Diddy was having a freak off with Kathy and got tipped off that Suge was down there at Mel's Diner and went on down there. You understand what I'm saying? But Suge wasn't down there when they went down there, right? So, make a long story short, you guys, this is a situation where when you look at this thing, you guys, it's plain as day that we can see that Suge Knight and Diddy, they have a harsh disdain for each other. I think that Suge Knight is, I think he feels as if, him being in prison this whole time while Diddy's been running free, doing everything he wanted to do. I think Suge Knight felt the way about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Suge Knight is probably, feeling a way to see that now Diddy's on the grill. Because Suge Knight, he had been the one who had previously taken a majority of the heat, if you guys remember, from that beef. A lot of people was just putting it like it was all on Suge, like it was Suge, bullying Diddy and all this other stuff. But it seems like Diddy, had his hand in the situation as well as far as this beef go. If you listen to things that Gene Deal has said in the past, the things that he said that Diddy had mentioned about Suge Knight, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. These two guys, they used to be friends, man. And it's crazy, man, how, friends return enemies. The way that these guys had, and this is over two black, figures, major figures that were basically controlling the music industry, you know what I'm saying, at that time. And to see that they couldn't get along and that they couldn't get on the same page was just a horrific situation, especially because they was both repping two different coasts. Now that made it an East Coast, West Coast thing, and then they both had two major artists, Big and Pop, and so that made it even a bigger situation, you know. But the fact that Suge Knight's name continues to come up in this situation, it just makes me think. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna wing this thing over into, and I believe after this is over with, it's gonna wing it into that Keefy D stuff. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Suge Knight's name just keep coming up in this case, and we don't even know how many more times it comes up if it comes up again. You know what I'm saying? Because there are going to be different victims. We don't know if there's different situations. There was a lawsuit out that a woman alleged that Diddy bragged to her about, what happened to Pac and this, that, and the third. And so, again, this is one of them situations where it can get out of control real quick. You know what I'm saying? And it did, we saw it. We saw two of the top hip hop artists in the world lose their life behind beef, you know? And now these two guys, it's crazy. They both probably end up in prison for the rest of their life. That's how the story ends in real life. That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy's wouldn't even have been related to that. Diddy's would have been because this Negro didn't have no self-control, just beating up on people, acting a damn fool. You understand what I'm saying? And just, like I said, no self-control whatsoever. He just running around here like a chicken with his head cut off, man. Something wrong with the guy, man. You can't be doing this type of stuff to people and, disrespecting people. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is what it is. You know what I mean? You can't be doing that if you're Sean Diddy Combs, man, but you did that. And now all those people, and here's the thing, right? A lot of people are saying, hey, man, why are all these people coming out testifying? Man, bro, listen, if a man was whooping on your ass, threatening you, threatening to throw you off bridges, allegedly, threatening to do all these things to you, and you genuinely went over there to work. You ain't no street nigga. You ain't no street chick. You're trying to work, hustle, get a job. You're working all these hours. You're busting your ass. You're not making the money that equivalates to the work that you're putting in. But you're still trying to do it because you're trying to come up in the industry. You understand what I'm saying? And work hard to get up to climb up in the industry. So you're saying, you know what, I gotta take these risks. I gotta take losses in order to win in the long run. But then you're getting your ass whooped. You're getting told what to do allegedly. All these different things you're going through. Man, what you think people gonna do when now it comes down to where he needs you? Hell no. Hell no, the people not finna take up for this dude. Not because you can say, hey, I gave you an opportunity, man, but that don't give you a right to beat on people, assault people, mistreat people, misuse people. It don't give you a right to do that, man. It doesn't. You having a position of authority and a position of power doesn't give you a right to abuse it with people. And that's what Diddy did. Straight up. That's what he did. And I find it to be reprehensible what he did. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just be honest with you. I find it to be reprehensible. And that's just what I feel on it, man. I find it to be reprehensible, that whole situation, bro. I think that Diddy is a demon that needs to be exercised. Point blank, period. I have zero respect for the nigga, man, for how he go about his business, man. I think his shit whack, bro. You know? You could have treated people that work for you. And I'm going to tell you something. I truly believe this, man. If he would have treated people better that work for him, I guarantee you, I don't think that those people would have went on the stand. I think those people would have probably been inclined more so to take up for the dude. But when you got people going through all this shit, their lives being threatened and risked and stuff like that, allegedly, man, you think people gonna want to come and take up for you, bro? Hell no. People are not gonna want to see this. They're not gonna want to see this. They're not gonna want to see this. So, Diddy, he destroyed himself. He destroyed himself. He destroyed himself in this situation. And like I said, it's a sad situation. Diddy destroyed himself like that, man. It really is, man. The dude, hard worker, great ear for music, knows how to pick talent. You know what I'm saying? All these other things, bro, but all the other shit that come with it, man. It's just it's outrageous, bro. You have to have some type of self discipline, some type of just understanding when you get to that position, man, and people are looking up to you. You got people that can't honestly look wanting to work for this dude, man, and make a living. You know what I'm saying? Like girls like Capricorn, Clarke, and these people, they really want to come out there and make a living. But here you go doing this. It's just destroying the people, man. It's sad. It really is. It really is sad. It really is sad. It really is sad. You know, I'm just trying to tell y'all what it is, man. You know, so when you look at this situation with Suge Knight and Diddy, for them to be where they was at and then to get to where it is right now, bro, I'm just trying to tell you, man, it's sad, man. It's sad, man. It's sad. It really is sad for it to get to that. You know, it should never have gotten to that. Never, never have gotten to that. You know, and so I really feel a way about it, man. I feel like the man, he ruined himself, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so again, man, this is to me, this isn't about, you know what I'm saying, anybody else. This is about Sean Diddy Combs because he was in a leadership position. You out here putting the beats on people, all this other stuff, man. Come on, man. It don't make no sense whatsoever, bro. You know what I mean? Not make any sense whatsoever, bro. And so, yeah, man. You know, I personally think that Suge, you know, I don't know if he knew all this stuff. I listen to the person in conversation. I seen that shit. I turned it off after the first second. I ain't even want to watch Ray J, man. Ray J's a clown who's been compromised, bro. Ray J's a clown, bro. Like, come on, man. And then at the end of the day, Ray J's a clown, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just all there is to it, bro. You know, you can't even take a dude like that, bro. You can't even take serious, man. You know what I'm saying? You just can't take it serious. You can't take Ray J serious, bro. I ain't take it. I would never take him serious. I would never take him serious. Never. And that's just what it is. All right. Let me see. You said, yeah, salute to all of y'all. You know what I mean? Um, that's tapped in here, man. But I think that should, man, we seen a lot of stuff. That shit was real. That shit was still serious then. For D Rock to go get Diddy and then to go try to go back and pull up on Suge. Bro, them niggas was about to crash out. Imagine if Suge was still there, bro. They would have crashed out that night. That's crazy work. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm telling y'all what it is, man. This dude right here, bro. So Suge, like I said, he was back on TMZ today because he been doing News Nation with Chris Cuomo for the first few times, and then he did TMZ today. He was telling TMZ, man, you know, but he already Suge that already came out and said that Diddy beat the hell out of that girl Capricorn Clarke. That was the crazy part is that they didn't even talk about that in court today about Diddy doing that, and that there was a settlement. They didn't talk about that. That was the crazy part. They did not talk about that aspect. So that is something that I want to see too, like how that pans out, that aspect of the situation. You know what I mean? So that is the thing I do want to figure out is that aspect. But that definitely is real, you guys. That's a real situation, man. You know? And so again, man, where is Suge? Do anybody know where Suge is locked up at? Where is Suge locked up at? I wonder what facility Suge is locked up in. I don't think they would ever put him and Diddy in the same facility. I don't think that would ever happen. That'd be too much of a situation, you know. But it's just ironic how at the end of the day it comes down to this. But yeah, he said that he said that Diddy beat the ish out of that girl, man, and you know that's sad, bro. And paid her $450,000. That's just sad. You know what I mean? So people, they don't want to hear none of that stuff, man. They want to hear about people devouring Diddy for the abuse. You know what I'm saying? And the assault on all these people. That's wrong. But when people don't speak out against that, it exposes the type of people that people are just in general. Because that's not right, bro. You walk around assaulting women, assaulting black women, assaulting black people. If it was a white man that did it, everybody be screaming at the top of their lungs. Racism, racism, racism. But it's a black man that does it, and everybody's quiet. I don't understand it. But I do. I get it. I do get it. I do get it. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe.